Alright, you lot. Welcome to this week's Hey Scotty, where I take your questions, rip off rose-tinted glasses, and serve up some straight answers with a hefty dose of Yorkshire charm. We've got everything this week, from alien invasions and defending so-called trash films, to calling out humanity's biggest flaws and pondering whether I'd ever pre-order a game. But before we get stuck in, don't forget to like, subscribe and all that bollocks. It helps the channel grow and keeps me ranting. Now, let's dive in, shall we? Right, lads and lasses. DrawnNet's got two questions for me this week. Our favourite southern rascal. Always keeping me on my toes, aren't you, mate? First one up, did you get snow, mate? Yeah, mate, we had a bit of white stuff. But don't get too excited, it buggered off quicker than a teenager after hearing the word chores. Rain came in like an uninvited house guest, swept it all away. That were that. Honestly though, snow? Nah, mate, I'm bloody glad we don't get much of it where I live. I hate stuff. It's cold, it's slippy, worst of all, just nature's way of saying, fancy a broken arseborn today? Nah, thanks. Cheers for the question, mate. Hope you're soaking up the sun, sipping on those margaritas, and laughing at us lots slipping around like drunk penguins. Now then, let's move on to your second brain teaser. What you got for me this time? What are we, as a community, gonna do about XD? No, mate. Absolutely sod all. Now, I know that might rattle a few e-cages hearing me say that, but let's be honest. XDefiant should have been shooter to shake up industry. It had potential. Kind of potential that gets gamers buzzing like kids on Red Bull. But alas, Guillemot families seem more interested in churning out their open world cookie cutter crap instead of letting XD have its moment to shine. They didn't want to wait for success, did they? Nah, they wanted instant gratification. And now they've gone and shot themselves in foot. Again, here's kicker. This decision won't just sting XD. It's gonna haunt Ubisoft. Assassin's Creed Shadows? Sure, it'll sell. Die-hard AC fanatics will buy it, play it, and probably defend it to death. But not this die-hard fan. Nah, mate, I'm sitting that one out, and I reckon I'm not the only one feeling that way. Thing is, some content creators are already giving XD axe. Not 'cause they hated it, far from it. It's just better for their channels. Simple as that. And full disclosure, I'll be phasing it out too. Don't get me wrong, I'll still be playing right up until bitter end, but there's only so much mileage you can get out of, look guys, it's still the same game. That said, keep your eyes peeled for another Twonk Chronicles bumper edition. I got a fresh batch of bell ends for you to laugh at. Don't miss it. Cheers for that one, mate. Now then, who's up next? Mayhem 33's got a proper banger for us this week. Do you think if these orbs, drones, or UFOs were actually hostile life forms, human species could put aside a few hundred years of bickering and have a proper go at fighting aliens together? Do we prevail like in films, or do we just become a forgotten footnote in some galactic history book? Mate, that's some deep existential pondering right there. Honestly, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. We'd be buggered. If some advanced alien species turned up with bad intentions, it'd be like Europeans landing in Americas all over again. Sure, we'd put up a fight, probably make a bit of noise. For an end, we'd be losing side of history faster than you could say beam me up. And let's be real for a sec. Idea of humanity suddenly setting aside centuries of infighting, grudges and petty squabbles to unite against a common enemy? Yeah, nah. We got too many nations out there pointing fingers and building walls. Can't see everyone sitting around campfires singing Kumbaya just 'cause ET's gone rogue. That said, I'll tell you what I'd do. I'd grab myself a front row seat, crack open a bag of popcorn and watch Twonks at World scramble around trying to explain it all. Ultimate reality show, innit? Humanity's downfall in glorious 4K, live stream for Galaxy to enjoy. Anyway, cheers for that one, Mayhem. Let's see what madness is next. Anime Gaming 4057, it says we're fun one. What's your favourite trash movie? One everyone loves to hate, but you'll defend like a night guard in a castle. Not just so bad it's good, but a movie you'll logically argue for. Mine's Resident Evil movies with Mila Jovovich. Love them. They're as bonkers as games, full of Easter eggs, and Jovovich is my celeb crush. The bite. First off, mate, Mila Jovovich can bite me anywhere she likes. Top tier taste, my friend. Bravo. Now as for me pick, easy. Highlander. Hands down. Original film, an absolute masterpiece. Cult classic with one of the best soundtracks ever. Courtesy of Queen. But let's be real. Sequels? Oh boy. Universally hated. They retconned original's perfect ending and went full bonkers with lore. And let's not forget TV series and animated spin-offs. People bash it because they cling to OG movies lore like the miser clutching his penny. But here's the thing, I saw bigger picture. Alternate dimension angle. That's what Highlander 2 were all about. It wasn't a straight continuation, it were a bold reimagining. Sure, it stumbled here and there, but damn it, it still had heart. I've watched Highlander films thousands of times, to the point where my kids groan if they hear opening credits. I even know the script off by heart, and I'm not sorry for it. Same goes for Stargate, my second favourite film. That movie launched a whole universe, and TV shows? Absolutely legendary. I'd defend both Highlander and Stargate to my last breath, with all geeky passion this grumpy Yorkshireman can muster. Cheers for the question, mate. Now I'm curious what trash flicks rest of you lot would swear by. Let's hear 'em. Right, who's next? Look who's back. Pyro Friendly Arsonist 9195. Always a pleasure, mate. He asks, what's your opinion on TF2? Right, mate, I'll level with you. I don't really care for it much. Now don't get your flamethrower ready just yet. I respect Team Fortress 2 for what it is. It's a bloody titan gaming world, and I never knock its achievement. Community? Loyal as hell. Memes? Top tier. Gameplay? Solid, no doubt. But here's kicker. It just don't grab me. Don't hook me in, or make me think, yeah, I'll spend a few hours on this. Maybe it's art style. Maybe it's gameplay loop. Or maybe I just don't fancy running around as a lunatic with a rocket launcher. Either way, it's not my cup of tea, but I get why people love it. Cheers for the question, mate. Who's next in firing line? This one comes from Firkinel1, who asks, do you believe there's an afterlife, and do you think they'll have game? Mate, this is one of those topics I could ramble on about for days. But since we don't have all eternity, let me break it down for you. Now, before anyone starts rolling their eyes, let me hit you with a personal experience. Back in 2001, I had what people call an out-of-body experience. Saw me gran, clear as day. She told me, not your time, lad. You got a purpose to fulfill. And yeah, it's going to be tough, but you're sticking around for a good while. Then I asked her what afterlife was like, and she said it's everything you ever dreamed of, and more. So yeah, I believe in an afterlife. And as for games, absolutely. I reckon it's where all dead games go, ones that got shut down, abandoned, or lost to time. Imagine finally logging back into City of Heroes, or booting up old mag servers. That's the dream, innit? A celestial gaming archive where no ever gets nerfed or taken offline. Cheers for the question, Firkinel. And what do the rest of you think? Afterlife, with or without games? Let me know in comments. Right, who's next? We got Johan Ameland 1217 with a question that peels back a different layer of yours truly. He asks, if you could change one single thing about world, what would you change? Humanity, mate. Straight up. Let's face it, over the years, trajectory of humanity has gone from questionable to outright catastrophic. And what's root at problem? Glaring lack of proper discipline and education. Back in the day, if I so much as thought about doing half that crap you see younger lot pulling now, I'd have been set straight quicker than you could say belt buckle. Talk back to my parents? Regret. Lounge in front of telly all day gaming? Forget it. My dad's sledgehammer would have had a quick chat with TV, and I'd have been dragged outside by the scruff of my neck to live a real life. Discipline wasn't negotiable. It were a bloody cornerstone. But now? Modern world's all about convenience, instant gratification, and a soft touch. Sure, technology's advanced, credit where it's due, but we've let that become an excuse to lose sight of what makes us human. We've become lazy, antisocial, and arrogant, stumbling through existence as if it's owed to us. And here's kicker. Like I said to Mayhem 33 earlier, if aliens decided to invade tomorrow, I'd sit back with some popcorn and watch twonks burn. Our tech might have evolved, but as a species, we're bloody devolved. That's our truth, I know. Some younger lot watching might be spitting feathers right now, but trust me, there's a whole army of older viewers nodding in agreement, like this guy.
And people don't realize what they have. They bitch about it.
They do.
And then nowadays, I am so upset that the things we did and the things we fought for and the boys that died for it, it's all gone down the drain. Our country's gone to hell in a handbasket.
My heart aches for that poor fella, and he has my respect and thanks for freedoms he and his friends fought for. Many of us wouldn't be here today if it weren't for their sacrifice. Cheers for the question, Johan. What about you, mate? What would you change? Let's hear it. Alright, last but not least, we've got Ages444, dropping a proper brain scratcher. Hey Scott, a double question for you. Who's your favourite developer in gaming of all time? And who would you pre-order from? But remember, right, you're not exactly keen on pre-orders, but I'm curious if there's an exception. Mate, I've been mulling this over since I saw it pop up in comments, and I'm just going to get it to you straight. I don't have a favourite developer. I've racked my brain, dug deep into archives at gaming history, and I can't give you a definitive answer. Sure, I've got my favourite franchises, Sonic Hedgehog, Need for Speed, and yeah, even Call of Duty back in its golden days. But that don't mean I go all in on any of the developers. I've loved Resident Evil, Silent Hill, Rainbow Six, Splinter Cell, Tomb Raider, Assassin's Creed, Mortal Kombat, Tekken, hell, even Pokemon. For a favourite studio or publisher, can't do it, mate. And as for pre-orders, that's hard pass. Unless I'm 110% convinced that I absolutely need to play a game moment it drops, pre-orders just don't make sense to me. No game or franchise has ever made me feel that level of urgency. Too many letdowns in past. Too many broken promises. Cheers for question, Ages. Now your turn. What developer or franchise would make you pre-order? Let's hear it. Well, that's it for this week's Hey Scotty. If you made it this far, congrats, you're officially part of Inner Circle. Want to keep conversation going? Join Discord where banter never stops. Follow me on Twitter for daily dose of sarcasm and gaming optech. And if you're feeling extra generous, consider becoming a channel member. Keeps lights on and rants flowing. All links you need are down in the description, so don't be shy. Smash that like button, hit subscribe and leave your comments and questions below. I might just feature them in a future video. I'll see you next time, you magnificent.